Nike has just made one of the boldest and most surprising moves in recent sports marketing history. And the tennis world is still processing it. The global sportswear giant has officially announced Alex Eala as their new brand ambassador in women's tennis. And what makes this decision so striking is not simply who they chose. It is who they passed over to get there. Nike did not sign world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka. They did not sign world number 2 Iga Swiatek, one of the most dominant players the sport has seen in years. Instead, they placed their biggest women's tennis bet on a 20-year-old rising star from the Philippines. And that decision is sending genuine shockwaves through the entire sport. Rumors about a potential Eala-Nike partnership had been circulating for some time, but it was only recently that Nike made everything official. And they did it in a way that left absolutely no ambiguity about how seriously they are taking this investment. The announcement was accompanied by an exclusive event at Nike's headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon, centered around the unveiling of something that has rarely been done for any athlete at this stage of their career: the Alex Eala Gallery, an entire dedicated section of their campus showcasing her most iconic moments in tennis, framed and displayed as a permanent tribute to everything she has accomplished at such a young age. This is not a standard endorsement arrangement. Nike does not build galleries for athletes. They do not dedicate physical space on their campus to players who are still climbing the rankings. The fact that they did exactly that for Eala speaks volumes about where they believe she is headed and how central they intend her to be to the brand's identity going forward. On top of the gallery, Nike commissioned a custom pair of shoes designed specifically for Eala, a deeply personal gesture that carries symbolic weight far beyond the product itself. Custom footwear at this level is reserved for the sport's absolute elite. The message from Nike was clear and deliberate. She belongs in that conversation. The financial terms of the deal are equally staggering. The contract is reported to be worth $45 million over 3 years, with performance incentives that could push the total value considerably higher. But beyond the headline number, what truly distinguishes this arrangement is the role Eala is being given within the broader Nike ecosystem. She is not simply being paid to wear their gear on court. Nike is positioning her as the official face of the brand across the entire Southeast Asian region, featuring her in custom outfits, global promotional campaigns, and giving her a level of visibility that the company typically reserves for the most established names on their roster. The reasoning behind this bold move becomes clearer when you step back and look at the full picture. Nike has been watching Eala's trajectory closely, and what they observed convinced them they were looking at something genuinely rare. Her rise has been extraordinary, but more than her results, it is her ability to generate excitement and emotional investment wherever she competes that set her apart in Nike's assessment. She is not simply a tennis player with a promising ranking. She is a cultural phenomenon, particularly across the Philippines and the broader Southeast Asian region. For tens of millions of people, Eala represents something larger than sport, a symbol of possibility, of national pride, of proof that the barriers the world places on young people from certain places can be dismantled through talent and will. Nike recognized that this kind of authentic connection with a massive, deeply engaged audience represents a once-in-a-generation marketing opportunity. And they were not the only ones who saw it. Both New Balance and Adidas were reportedly pursuing Eala aggressively, and Nike understood the competition for her signature was fierce. The lesson of losing Coco Gauff to New Balance, a player who has become one of the most commercially celebrated athletes in the sport, was not one Nike intended to repeat. When the opportunity with Eala presented itself, they moved decisively and came to the table with everything at their disposal. But here is where the story takes the turn that has genuinely unsettled the tennis world. While Nike was rolling out the red carpet for Eala, building galleries, commissioning custom shoes, and constructing a landmark partnership deal, they were simultaneously treating their long-standing star Aryna Sabalenka in a manner that could not be more different. Sabalenka is the world number 1. She is a multiple Grand Slam champion. She has been with Nike for years and has achieved things that only a select handful of players in the sport's history have managed. And yet when she approached Nike requesting a custom outfit, a reasonable expectation for the top-ranked player in women's tennis, the brand said no. Sabalenka herself has since confirmed publicly that Nike will not be producing custom designs for her going forward. The world number one, a player who has dominated women's tennis with remarkable consistency, was denied something that Nike simultaneously handed to a player who has not yet won a Grand Slam singles title. The contrast is stark enough that it is genuinely difficult to look past. Reports suggest the relationship between Sabalenka and Nike has been quietly deteriorating for some time. The first visible fractures reportedly appeared following controversial comments she made after Coco Gauff's victory at Roland Garros, remarks that caused discomfort within Nike, a brand that guards its public image with exceptional care and has little appetite for controversy of any kind. That moment appeared to trigger a deliberate and gradual shift in how the company engaged with their world number one. The tension reportedly deepened further following Sabalenka's defeat to Madison Keys at the US Open, and then escalated significantly around incidents at the WTA Finals, including serious allegations about her conduct following her loss to Elena Rybakina in the final. If those allegations are accurate, they represent precisely the kind of negative association that Nike's marketing infrastructure is specifically designed to avoid. The brand's subsequent public distancing from Sabalenka has been deliberate and increasingly visible. Sources close to the situation indicate that Sabalenka has been attempting to repair the relationship, but from all available indications, the partnership is moving in a direction that does not point toward reconciliation. Unless something significant changes in the coming months, it appears the Nike-Sabalenka era may be drawing to a close. What this entire episode exposes is the cold, calculating reality of sports marketing at the highest level. Nike does not make sentimental decisions. They make strategic ones. They see Alexandra Eala not simply as a tennis player with an ascending ranking, but as a global icon in the making. Someone whose story, whose cultural significance, and whose commercial appeal across one of the world's most populous and passionate regions represents an investment opportunity that transcends the sport itself. They are betting on her future with the full force of the world's most powerful sports brand behind her. Meanwhile, Sabalenka, despite her championships, her dominance, and her years of loyalty to the brand, finds herself caught in the crossfire of shifting priorities and the reputational sensitivity that governs every decision a company like Nike makes. The contrast between the two situations could not be more pronounced. And it is a story that will continue to develop throughout the season and beyond. For Alexandra Eala, this is the beginning of something that extends far beyond tennis courts and ranking points. With Nike's full institutional weight behind her, the platforms available to her, and the cultural moment she represents for an entire region of the world, the ceiling on what she can achieve, both as an athlete and as a global figure, is impossible to define. Nike has made their choice. And they have made it loudly,